What's up, guys? Sorry about the interruption before. My last video cut out because I guess I ran out of space or something on my phone. So my apologies about that. But this is the continuation of the comic book entertainment catch up. Still trying to decide what I'll title this. So anyway, I was saying that it was a nice reveal of the Tuskegee experiment references with Isaiah in Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 2. The introduction to Falcon and Winter Soldier in the first episode was crazy. Really great action openings. Episode 3 so far, Zemo, whether we like this to admit this or not, he was heavily undercut in Civil War. And to be honest, he didn't really need to be more fleshed out anyway because he served his purpose to the story of Civil War as to why he was there. Because we all know we were in the theater to see Iron Man against Captain America. Okay, in the same way people are freaking out right now about Godzilla against Kong, or people were expecting more of Batman versus Superman. That's what we were looking for in Civil War. So now that we're past the Civil War phase, we can get some more characterization going for Zemo, and they're doing an excellent job with Zemo. This one episode really showed his charismatic side, which I wasn't expecting, because he was a very um, calculated yet how should I say conserved character in the first one. Even though he had a toughness to him and a very seriousness, mysterious side about him, there wasn't much charisma there, and I wasn't sure if it was to blame on the actor's part or the writing of the character. But Zemo he's really charismatic in episode 3 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. You're gonna have a great time with him. The return of Sharon's character is really well done. I mean, she's pretty much another fugitive. You could tell they did her dirty. Like one example some MCU fan theories had was like how they did her dirty by not letting Cap be with her, but having Cap going back to Peggy. Um, you could see she's a little bitter there, especially like when she was talking to Winter Soldier, saying like, "Oh, it used to be all about all that Star Spangled bullcrap." And then he was like, "Wow, like she's not as nice as I remember." So you could tell maybe she's bitter on the romance side, also bitter on the fact that she helped them so much yet didn't get really much credit for it, if any. So I kind of felt like she might have made a nice squeeze on the Agents of Shield Avengers lineup, which she was sort of part of in Winter Soldier. But I kind of felt like she even possibly could have been a part of the team of the Avengers, like Falcon was. But I kind of felt like her and Black Widow would cancel out each other. But now that Black Widow, of course, as we know, spoiler in game is passed on, um, she would be a nice replacement for Black Widow. I wouldn't lie. Not saying that she's as has the kind of resume that Black Widow does or the kind of experience that she does. She has a long way to go. But I like how they did her fight scenes, especially in episode 3. They didn't try to make her over powerful or over strong like she's one of these beastie man wrestlers or something, even though there are female wrestlers. Because she doesn't have that kind of beastie, physique about her, they made her a smart fighter. And that's what I love. Don't BS with this crap like women of her physique can fight like men like the Rock size and stuff like that. That's bullcrap. If you're gonna have that, at least make them smart if they're not strong, and that's what they're doing with Sharon Carter's character. Her fight sequences in this episode are so well calculated and so smart that you can tell she could lose her life at any moment, yet she knows exactly what to do to preserve her life at every moment. So I love that. Anyway, so Falcon Winter Soldier is going good so far. I'm really hoping they cover a lot more ground in the next 3 episodes, especially now with the Wakanda tease that we got at the end of episode 3. Um, yeah, because I'm only doing this because I heard it was a 6 episode series. That's the only reason why I'm saying that. So even though I feel like they've covered some ground in the first 3, I feel like they have a lot more ground to cover in the last 3. So it hopefully doesn't end up in an abrupt ending like we got with WandaVision. As far as Zack Snyder's Justice League goes, getting into the DC side now, this is a league's better, pun intended, version than the Justice League that we got. Um, it's just amazing to me how Zack Snyder was hired for this vision, and then, as most angry fans would say, was not allowed to complete his vision. I mean, if 4 hours was too much to do in the theater, which it probably was because it's a hard sell in these days, we're not living in the same days of like Gone with the Wind, Ben Hur, Ten Commandments. So I understand that part of the marketing, but at the same token, this either could have been split in two, or if that didn't work because it is a hard movie to split in two, then do it like this major streaming event then, because you could see people had no problem watching the full 4 hour film from home. So like, if theaters couldn't do it, you could have done at least at home, and then people would have still had the Snyderverse to brag about for better or worse, because the amount of potential he showed in this film, the kind of future we could have got with Injustice live action, man, it's so disappointing that we couldn't get everything he was teasing us with, because Snyder rapidly built a world in this one movie that seemed like Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman wasn't even like fully reaching to that point. So, man, if we could have got a Man of Steel 2, if we could have got an Injustice movie, I'm really hoping they restore the Snyderverse. Anyway, I'm going to leave my comments at that. Now, getting to Superman and Lois. Can you see how much better a superhero show can be when you leave your woke politics out of it? Let's hope when it returns after the new Supergirl season that it doesn't get woke by then, which some are rumoring it already might be. God forbid. But anyway, the idea of Superman being a married man and having two teenage boys is brilliant. Picturing Clark Kent as this family man and having regular family issues while maintaining all the responsibilities of Superman, plus possibly dealing with possible powers in one of his sons. It's just such. Just when you thought they couldn't come up with any new ideas for family shows, especially family shows without woke politics, they put us on surprise with this Superman and Lois. Dare I say, these first few episodes of Superman and Lois is even better than WandaVision. I can't believe I'm saying that, especially about a CW show. That's exactly the way it is. So CW, you impressed me with Stargirl. You've got me on board with Superman and Lois. Do not mess this up, because I've seen how you messed up your other shows. Please don't mess this up. And last, I also got to finish, and this is a throwback. I got recently to finish both seasons of Krypton. I binge watched them. I think it was on the CW app. And Krypton it was a cool show. I can't say it was a great show by any stretch of the imagination, but it had some really likable characters, and that dark side tease that we got on the season 2 finale. Oh man, when you see how beautiful of a job Zack Snyder did with his version of Darkseid, can you imagine how nice it would have been to see Krypton's version of Darkseid? If they had made him a terrible character like they did with Lobo, I'm sorry, Lobo was wasted in that show. Lobo could have been way better. Um, but um, just that one side alone, it was so creepy for the right reasons, and yet seeing all the parademons flying, it would have been nice to see that alternate version of Darkseid from the Snyder's version. But man, Krypton is a fun prequel. I wouldn't say a great prequel by any stretch of the imagination. A good time waster, poorly paced at some moments, but still has enough soap opera drama if you're into that to keep you entertained. And then some serviceable villains. Brainiac is done pretty well. Um, General Zod is, of course, it's left up to argue how he came up, the skin color he is, with the parents he has. But at the same token, General Zod is real tough. Um, and me personally, I like General Zod's portrayal in Man of Steel. But this other actor playing him gives him a more stone cold heartedness that maybe even the Man of Steel version couldn't reach. So props to Marvel and DC. They're doing their thing. I'm having a blast of a time. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And till next time, that's all that's coming to my mind right now. I know this wasn't really a well planned video by any stretch of the imagination, But I just had to get my thoughts out there to let you know I'm still here and that I haven't vanished. All right. Take care, you guys. Joe Memo, aka Josiah Selena.